Hilma watches over her flock, wondering just what they will grow into. The dinosaurs, that is. She can be relatively certain about the bird eggs, but then again, maybe not, as one of those bird eggs turned out to be a rattlesnake. Yes, the eggs must look rather similar, and that is a dangerous prospect, as that rattlesnake could quite easily try and eat the other eggs that are here. But I imagine these little hatchlings here would have something to say about that. Hilma has carefully positioned all the eggs so that there's no overlap, meaning each should be able to hatch with no problems. And while I'm sure both Hilma and yourselves are anticipating her next attack on the tower, that'll have to wait until these little ones are grown up. So, what then in the meantime? Well, first of all, we must begin. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm, Innawood. We are here with Hilma Baron and her many, many animals. We're at dusk on day 3 of autumn, and, well, Hilma Baron here is going to be having an early night, a well-earned early night, as tomorrow morning we are going to be heading down into the mine to work on trying to get some iron and some other resources from down there. Hey, look at that. We've got ourselves a graphic for our spinning wheel now, and a very nice one at that. All right, well, I think we're just going to plop down in bed. We're going to blow out this candle of ours, and we are going to call it a day, Hilma. Well, we wake up hungry, and I think we actually wake up before the sun. Let's prop open that door. We're going to cook ourselves some breakfast. And it looks like we actually have some new things here. A boiled potato. What I would give for potatoes. Oh boy. And we've got camphene and turpentine. I see. A blend of turpentine and ethanol, historically used as the successor to whale oil for lamps before kerosene. Okay, we might be able to keep the lights on for a little longer if we're able to make some. We need a sieve and some pine resin to be able to make turpentine. All right, and then finally in other, we have lime mortar, which we make with quicklime. It's an aggregate ready for building. I'm sure that's something else that will come in handy. But for now, let's just focus on some meat pies. They always go down nicely. There we go. Let's munch on those nice hot pies. And we'll also have some clean water at the same time to get nice and hydrated. We'll be sure to eat the rest of the pies throughout the day here. But yeah, we're going to be heading downstairs. We don't need a candle to be able to get this to work out for us. All that we need is our pick, which might just be downstairs. That's something that I will investigate. Let's see, eh? And of course, we have all of this as well. Yeah, there's a lot going on down here, that's for sure. And I am okay with the animals hatching down here. They shouldn't be able to make it up the ramp, and if they are down here, it means that it's going to be potentially easy hunting for us. I say potentially because if we attack one, they'll probably all become hostile. But this is a dark environment. I'm sure we could make the most of that. But for now, we're going to be making our way down here, and of course, there isn't quite enough room. Oh, hey, we got that to work this time. Leanne, you're trouble, aren't you? You're both trouble. Two of you, both friendly. We'll keep you around for now. And there's that sunlight. We've chipped through some more rock here, getting some rock salt this time. That's actually useful. And it might just be me, but it didn't really seem to take all that long for us to dig through. Let's try again. We ended up in minimal pain though, and I wonder if that's because of how chilly we are. Let's have a look at that first though. Hematite, galena, and native copper. Okay, our mine is already working for us, and oh boy, yeah, we're actually fairly cold. Let's pop back upstairs and we'll go put some proper clothing on. It is autumn. I was expecting the temperature to start to drop, but it actually has. Okay, well, we're quite warm up here. I want to see what that's going to look like downstairs because the temperature is a lot lower in here, specifically down here as well, and I guess we'll just try a few times. They should get out the way. God, they're trouble, aren't they? The problem is that there's more than one of them down there. I feel like we'll be keeping Leanne. I don't know if we're going to be keeping this other one. Okay. Took nearly 100 tries, but we got there in the end. So Leanne, we're definitely going to keep you around. But our other friend here, I am sorry about this. We've got our quarterstaff. We'll make it quick. No hostile. Yeah, well, surely I can still attack you, right? Yeah, we can. Uh-huh. Alright, we fake a strike. It's still friendly. Yeah. We're just gonna have to go through manually until we actually hit. Our torso encumbrance is quite high, so it is gonna be a little difficult for us to do this. There we go. And we feel guilty. We feel guilty. That is because Hilma is a pacifist, and yeah, that's gonna stick with us for a little bit. Sorry about that. Leanne, you're okay, right? Yeah, you're fine, buddy. Well, back to it, Hilma. Oh, and our warmth here is okay. We might want to have a look at lessening the warmth on our torso. We can do that probably just by taking our chitinous armor off, which, I don't know about leaving it on the ground there, but it does do what we need it to do. Well, we slowed down a little bit there, unfortunately not getting anything better this time round. Oh, and the pies must be upstairs, so we'll head on back up for now. Yes, I did leave them here. Well, let's munch on all of those. We'll keep one for later then. Okay, that's looking better. Hematite, native silver, good. I think we're probably going to start to dig south now at this point. And we're extremely wary. I'm just going to see if we can push through this last bit of work. That's it. The sun has set at this point. Yeah, so the idea would be to dig here and then kind of dig back along that and just leave a solid rock wall to give it some stability. I think for the time, we'll chuck back on our chitinous armor and we'll bring that corpse back up with us. Actually, along with the rest of this. Let's just collate it all together, drag it upstairs, and then we can kind of sort through what we don't need. Yeah, so not a bad takeaway. It's a lot of work, but we can look at maybe getting that stuff processed tomorrow. Oh, yes, lots of eggs. You know what? I'm going to do this in more than one trip. Okay, I've gone and just created a little bit of a pathway that we can just bring this stuff along. A little easier that way. Alright, we've got a nice fire going. We are warm now. Actually, you know what? Too warm. That's always the way, isn't it? Yeah, I wanted to get some extra water boiling. We do have some going already, but you know what? We'll just extinguish this for now. We'll just go with regular water, it's fine. For now, though, we will sleep. Okay, we're up early, yet again, before the sun. So, let's get a little bit of light going and make those breakfast pies. And by the time we're done, the sun is back with us. So we're going to have a munch on these before we go outside and see if our little ones have grown up big and strong. Moment of truth here. Of course, we've got to process this today as well. Nope, they are still just their little selves. Okay. And of course, we do have a little brown chick here, which we will look at taming. Right now, not a priority. So, starting off with the butchering, let's see what we're able to get out of you. Okay, some scraps of meat. That's really about it. So, probably be leaving that there. We're going to check our mill, take the bone meal out of that. Let's just shift the stuff back across to here. And yeah, let's get some more charcoal going because I really want to get a big stockpile of that. After this next lot, we'll probably be sitting close to 8,000, if not a little bit more. Good. Right, well, we could spend some more time down in the mine, but I wouldn't mind actually just processing what we got yesterday. And we seem to be at a comfortable temperature up here, so we'll just get a little bit of light and we'll have a look and see what we're going to need to process all of that. We actually need to have the fire going for it to work with our crucible, so we can't use this old sucker. Yeah, because that has 1,000 charcoal in it. It should be okay. I guess we're going to need to get the fire going then. Oh boy. All right, let's start that fire. And we are going to have to, more than likely, just take off a few things here. All right, well, we're down to the chest strap and the loincloth, and that seems to be okay. Our torso's still super encumbered. Yes, we have 2 blunderbusses and a iron shod staff on our back. We can extinguish our candle now, and we should be able to make ourselves some copper. Indeed, we can. Okay, so we can save quite a bit of time by doing them together. We can get 17 lots of copper here. Let's get that made. Bam. Just like that. Copper. And we got platinum from that as well. Looks like we can get some zinc, although, that takes a while. Maybe not on the zinc front. Looks like our forge will need some more power to it to be able to get some more lead. We've got a ridiculous amount of lead at the moment, but we could always have more, couldn't we? So let's go take some of the charcoal that we have outside, and we'll go and do some reloading. Okay, that should be enough now. Indeed it is, and we can work on all the pieces that we've got. Just an hour to do so. Bam, that's the lead done. Let's do our tin powder next, while stopping to have a nice snack. Okay, aluminium is where we're at next. That'll give us 5 ingots. Chipped away, there we are. Oh, actually, sorry, I lied. That was 20 ingots from all of that. Now we could make some more bronze. I don't think we're going to at this stage because copper has been a little bit harder to come by, and I think I want to try and keep the copper as it is now, just so that we might be able to use it in electronics or a super rudimentary electronics. So the next thing for us is steel, and that forge needs to be recharged again. But it's okay, we actually had 2,000 charcoal nearby, which we'll just chuck into that forge so that we can continue working. There we are. Chunks of steel. Just so you know, we can make cannonballs now. Can we make cannons? Because that would be fun. Well, we can make cannonball shots. No cannons yet, but never say never. 1 little bit of gold. So let's get that smelted, and that little bit is going to give us a lot. Yeah, 3,800, 1,700 platinum. And oh so much in the way of tin powder and wow. Okay, I didn't realize it was that much. Oh, we might have some options after all of this. Silver, you are the next one here, and that's going to give us 30,000 silver. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as useful as a material, but still good for us to have it. I think we're kind of getting towards the end of our materials that we want to try and work on. Let's look at that sulfur next. That'll give us 32,000 sulfur. Well, we're definitely going to need some dinner after all of that. Let's chuck back those pies and hopefully not eat any sulfur in the process. No, we're okay. We can make scrap copper now, just using the regular copper that we have. Will take us a little bit to do it, but that I think will open up a whole heap of things for us. And I gotta say, I'm impressed with just everything that we can make. It is, there's a lot of stuff, and this is just materials alone. If we have a look at all under other, there's just so much tools and bits and pieces. There is just so many things that we can make now. Okay, well, I didn't see these earlier, but we have explosives. We can make a firecracker, a very, very simple firecracker, but I'm just having a look at some of these things. Yeah, bombs, dynamite. Well, this is a dynamite bomb. We would still need dynamite to actually make it. A homemade bomb. That's just using black powder. We'd need a fuse and a gallon jargon, a whole heap of scrap metals and nails. We've kind of nearly got everything that we need for the homemade grenade. Pipe bomb, it's just the fuse and the pipe. Oh boy. Now, all those things are most certainly tempting. The Molotovs especially, because that's totally doable for us. The chemical side of things, that's probably the most difficult part, but that was something that we were looking towards. We can make methanol right now. Splintered wood and water. High purity methanol suitable for use in chemical reactions. Could be used in alcohol burning stoves. Very toxic. Okay, methanol. We save quite a bit of time by doing it as a batch, and I think that's probably what we would want to do. The question is, can we contain it all? Because that seems like a fair amount. 2 hours and 40 minutes cooking this up? Let's do it. Now, I don't want to just use, I guess, okay, we do have clean water in there. We've got clean water in there as well. We've got a fair amount of it. I just hope that we can actually, it'll tell us if we can't contain it. I mean, seemingly we can, and that was very quick. Let's see. It's only 1.75 liters. We could just store that in our large sealed stomach. We've got one just over towards the side here. Yep, that's the methanol. Just sitting on the firewood source. Let's maybe shift that, huh? Yeah, we're gonna put that up just a little bit further away from the fireplace. Also, all these other materials, we're gonna move them away from the fire. Yeah, that's for the best. Okay, so that's that. The next thing that we'd need to do for our mollies is look at making some glass flasks. We could do the clay canisters. I guess whatever is going to be faster for us, really. A clay canister, it would take us 2 hours to make this. We've got 13 lumps of clay at the moment. We could get more. It does use leather patches. Glass bottle, just 1 hour and 22 minutes. We are going to need to make some more glass shards, and we are going to need to make a pipe again because, well, we used one of those pipes to make our second blunderbuss. But we have the resources that we need to do it. We just need to spend some time. And there we are. We have our pipe, but the sun has set outside. We're going to have a snack on some of the smoked meat that's in here. Pop our head back outside after having a slurp of water because we need to keep an eye on these dinosaurs. See if they have grown up. Okay. Nope, not yet. Alright, tomorrow then. We'll check in the morn. Well, we have woken up chilly. Really feeling it. Okay, let's get some of our gear on then. Chugging on the gambeson and the arming pants, that'll definitely help with our warmth. Our head is still pretty cold. Let's go for the balaclava. Hands and feet could use a little bit of extra. So we'll go for the gauntlets and we'll chuck on our boots. Also, the glove liners won't hurt. Okay, we are looking fine now. Yeah, let's try and see if we can get a little bit more sleep. There we are, waking up before the sun. That's okay, but we didn't wake up because we were shivering this time. No sickness is going to keep us down, apparently. I think we're going to start the day with just smoked meat. We're keeping it a little bit basic today and having some of that nice hot water. I think we'll just jump straight into the crafting front. We will check on the dinos once the sun is up. But for now, we're going to make ourselves a glass bottle. We're going to do this first before we look at making some more shards. I want to try and see if we can improve our glass blowing skill just in general. So 1 hour and 40 minutes. Here we go. And that is a glass bottle done. I think that is everything that we need for a Molotov now. And indeed, it is. We need a cotton patch. We've got a few of those. Let's make our Molotov cocktail. Here it is. I cannot wait to use these things against the Watchers, to be able to fight back. It'll be a good day. Well, we certainly want to do more of that, so we need to make some more glass, don't we? Glass shards. We are not going to get anything from batch crafting these, so we are going to do them one at a time. It is going to be using sand, wood ash, and limestone. We've got lots of those things. It is going to be using our charcoal smoker to be able to provide heat. I'm alright with that, and it is also using the forge at the same time. Okay, noted. So for now, we are just gonna chip away, making these shards. And the sun has risen outside, so we'll have a little bit more to eat, getting full, before we pop our head out. Okay, still hatchlings. That's alright. I think we can probably leave them alone until tomorrow morning. It gives us time to work on all this glass. I'm happy to say that we haven't actually failed at any stage yet. Having a look under our proficiencies, we're pretty close to getting glass blowing. Okay, we'll stick at making just the shards for a while longer. Hey, there we go, proficient in glass blowing. Let's have some more food and we'll have a look at making some more bottles. Same with these, we don't really get any save from doing them in batches, so we'll do them just one at a time. Well, looks like the heat is starting to rise in here again. I think it's just as the day goes on, we start to get warmer. So the arming pants and the gambeson will come off for now. Everything else looks like it's pretty comfortable though. Well, seems we had a little bit of a break there. Let's see if we can make some more Molotovs. Indeed we can. 36 seconds to make. Next to no time at all. It looks like we're going to be able to make another 4. Oh, running out of methanol. I see. Okay, well, we'll just make another 2 for now. And so, that means that we now have 3 Molotov cocktails. Not a bad start. What are we going to need for more methanol? Just splintered wood, really. Okay. I don't want to be using planks on it. Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of the splintered wood we have used outside to make charcoal. Still a worthy sacrifice. We're having a look once again at the electronics for crafting. For this makeshift transformer, all we need at this stage now is copper wire. And for us to make copper wire, it's probably going to be the scrap copper. No, it's going to be raw copper wire first, which is the draw plate. Of course, I am remembering this now and how that it might be a problem for us. Actually, the draw plate, not so much of a problem. The small metal sheet, totally achievable. Tool with drilling or 2 or more. That is something new that we have to have a look at. So, drilling. Oh, I was going to say, I thought we were stuck, but no, the hand drill. Okay. We must just have... Okay, yeah, we've got the makeshift hand drill and the primitive rock drill. So hand drill, you are up next. I'm happy with using these resources. Yeah, let's use one of the lumps nearby, and we'll make use of the sticks. And the sun is set at this point, but we have ourselves a hand drill. We aren't tired yet, but I think it's probably still worth us going to sleep now, just so that we can get up with the sun once it rises, or even just a little bit before then. And I think we're going to keep the rest of this clothing on, because we did get a little cold last night, and oh, I know why we're getting cold. Of course. I didn't auto sort earlier, and when that happens, we chuck our blanket into the drawer instead of keeping it on the bed. We're going to have a perfectly fine night now. Up and about, Hilma? Okay. Let's have a munch, do some crafting, and then we'll see how the babies are doing outside. So for that drawer plate, we do need the small metal sheet, which we can totally get out of a chunk of steel. We do have one sheet metal nearby. We do actually need that for glass blowing. I imagine that's where the bits of glass are dropping down onto and cooling. I am just realizing now I don't know as much about glass blowing. But yes, let's just make this by itself. It's a bit of a time sink, but we're waiting for the sun to rise anyway. And there it is. That's the sun, and that is our small metal sheet. So let's have something to eat and hope that those little ones have grown up. Nope, still little. Okay, we are now on day 7 of autumn. Might be towards the end before they end up being larger. Actually, you know what? I think Leanne is probably a good example. So if Leanne is still small, it means that, yeah, we aren't likely to see them grow up soon. Leanne, you still down here? You are, and you're still little. Makes sense. Right, but back over here, we can now make the drawer plate. A piece of metal with holes of varying sizes drilled into it, just used to draw wire. That was very fast for us to make. So now, we need a copper rod, which we can actually make directly from copper. Very good to see it. Let's make a few of them. 1 hour and 1 minute? For 5, that's a pretty good deal. And now we'll make our raw copper wire. We do actually get some time saving from this. We don't have the skill yet. I'm willing to risk it. There's a chance that things can go wrong. Oh, actually, no, there is no time saving. Yeah, no, there isn't at all. Let's just do it one at a time. That's our first bit of wire there. We'll carry on. And I think this is pretty much going to be the day. Okay, so that's all of our raw copper drawn through. So now we just need duct tape. Okay, duct tape. And for duct tape, we need a plastic chunk. And of course, for plastic chunks, we need chitin powder. So the chitin powder, I think we can just take regular chitin and put it in our windmill outside. So that's not a problem. Lye, we can totally do that. Sulfuric acid, well, we've got sulfur, so I feel like we're part of the way there. I think once we actually do get plastic, we'll probably look at making a plastic mold as well. It is a bit of a sacrifice because it's 12 plastic chunks, but that will allow us to make other plastic things. Maybe we don't need that yet. Yeah, I think we'll probably just stick on the plastic chunk front. Oh yeah, we got a lot of chitin. A lot of chitin. Okay, so let's take some of that chitin, and by some, let's just say, what, like 500? And we're going to take that outside. Oh, that takes a while to move. Okay, now that we're going to put into our windmill. Chunks of chitin, 80 at a time, and we'll remove the brake. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure that we aren't hauling. We're going to leave that stuff here. We're just going to have to pop out every now and then, like before sunset and at sunrise, and just swap it over. Speaking of swapping it over, let's go take that charcoal and put some new logs in. I think that's the last of them. Well, there's one more left. So while that is happening, I think it might be worth us trying to make the other types of acid. So we're going to need lye, and we are going to need some kind of acid, hydrochloric, nitric, or sulfuric. We can make sulfuric acid right away. Oh, platinum. Interesting, but it doesn't actually use the platinum. It's not consumed. I guess it must be some kind of catalyst then. Yes, well, it shouldn't actually take us that long to make some here. Well, okay, I'll take that back. To get 13 sulfuric acid, it takes us a while. Let's just look at 10 for now. It's 2.5 liters. Now, what would you keep sulfuric acid in? Probably not a sealed stomach, but we might have to in this instance, and I think we are going to. We're going to put it in the 3-liter one, yeah. We've lost our light, so we could go to sleep now, but I'm tempted just to see what we needed for lye again. Looks like lye will require a little bit more, but we can make potassium lye quite easy, and potassium lye is one of the options for it. And it looks like you actually do save quite a bit of time by doing it in a batch. Let's get a fair amount of the stuff because we can put it in the canning pot for now. You know what? Yeah, let's go for 12 liters. Could we store 12 liters in there? I don't think so. Let's just kind of maybe cap it off at 10. That's using 20,000 of our wood ash. Good use of it, I say. Oh yeah, we can store 25 liters in there, so it's totally fine. That should be everything we need, I think. So we'll have a look at finishing off the plastic chunk making process in the morning. Okay, we are up and about. First things first, let's pop outside. And we are going to grab the chitin. Bam, chitinous powder. And we'll chuck some more straight back in there. And of course, we will get that started right away. Now, how much powder do we get out of that? Okay, 320. That's decent. It doesn't look like we can actually grab all of it. Yeah, we'll just have to haul the rest inside. We'll check on those dinos once the sun is up. For now, it's plastic time. Okay, so it saves a fair bit of time doing it in batch. 4 hours and 11 minutes, that'll give us 6 chunks of plastic. We definitely have the potassium lye. We're just going to say yes, it's just one of those weird things, and we're going to have to pick it up to work on it. And our science has increased. Okay, yeah, level 6. I believe that is above where we were at before, but we've got plastic now. We actually made plastic, Hilma. Let's have something to eat, and then we'll check to see if we've unlocked anything new. Okay, doesn't look like we did. We might have just been beneath it before, but I don't think that was the case. Maybe we're just at the point where we're not learning anything new when we get those higher levels. It's entirely possible. But we are going to leave that for now, because we're going to stick our head outside. Still little. Okay, back in we go. And of course, we're going to get straight into making the required duct tape. We're getting 200 from just doing this once, and I think for the moment starting... Oh, hang on. Okay, we weren't just making one plastic chunk, we made 90. Didn't realize that we were making 90, but here we are. Right, so this is going to be using super glue. It's also going to be using one of our fibercloth sheets. I am okay with that. We'll use sinew primarily. We'll use the fibercloth sheets because they're easier for us to make. We've got duct tape now. So now that we have that, let's pop back into wire, and we can indeed make copper wire. It's going to get our electronic skill back up to 2 as well, which is where I would like to have it. Wow, we're making wire. There's no time saving in doing this like this, but I'm fine with us doing it like this because, well, we've got the resources to do it. Let's get that wire. Bam. And that's it. I think that's everything we need to make our makeshift transformer. It is. We're calling this one Optimus. Most certainly. A bundle of cables around an iron core useful for controlling voltage. So we can see from the bottom here that this could be used to create floodlights, headlamps, soldering irons, a large number of things. And it looks like we can make a fair few of them. I think for now, we'll probably just look at making 5, because I imagine we're going to need the copper wire for other things. And this is using lumps of steel, so you know what? Maybe we don't need that many. Let's just do 2 to start off with. Okay, we've got transformers now. Okay, back into electronics. Anything new? We can make an electric fire starter, and we can make a soldering iron. Okay, a device with a metal tip that can get very hot. It is necessary for advancing in electronics crafting. Okay, so that's a start. It does need to have a battery of some kind. We're still not at battery stage yet, but we need 2 makeshift transformers. That's what we got. I am crossing my fingers. We're going to use one of the 70,000 copper. Let's see. That got our skill back up to 2 for electronics. Okay, well, we're hungry. We're going to eat first, having that smoked meat, and then let's have a look at batteries next. See what we're going to need to make any kind of battery. Battered fried fish doesn't count. You know what? we are close to having everything that we need for a light, dry battery. The carbon electrode rod may be a little bit more complex for us to make. The electrolyte paste, same deal there. Interestingly enough, we don't actually need the soldering iron for that. I do wonder, with the soldering iron, what it takes. Ultralight battery and light battery. I mean, this is a light, dry battery. Will it work? Maybe. Oh, we can actually make a carbon electrode rod. Man, Hilma is really sciencing the shit out of this, huh? Okay, we need sugar. Right, sugar. There was one other thing, right? There was the paste. Acidic electrolyte paste. All of those things we will be able to make. It's certainly difficult, but this makes 1,000 of it. Okay, so I think next thing for us is going to be sugar, right? Yeah, and sugar we can actually make now that we have our chemistry set. So it looks like it's probably going to be fruit. It's got to be fruit. And now we're at the point where we're probably not going to have access to fruit. We do also need to use some lye powder. Sugar beet would be great. I mean, maple syrup works as well. I don't think we've seen that many maple trees. Yeah, because we get it from the sap. And to get the sap, we need to have... I am trying to remember what it is called now. I know many of you probably know exactly what it is. I think the best thing to do will probably be just to pop outside and go see if I can find a maple tree, because I think it will tell me. And we have a maple tree right there. Tap. It's a tap, right? It's a tap of some kind. Nope, not called a tap. Okay, but we need a tool to drill. Well, let's go get our drill then. All right. Spile. Okay, and we can't make one. Tree spile. Oh, okay, we can. I was spelling it wrong. Yep, we can make that. Oh boy, okay. The forge is out already. Let's see if we can recharge it. We're definitely going to need more of that charcoal from outside. Looks like we'll be able to do 4. Bit of a sacrifice. Maybe let's just have a look at doing 2 for now. We're not going to use all of our chunks of steel that way. And it's still only using 2 hours and 27 minutes. See, the thing is, we're probably going to need to craft some buckets as well. But I am glad that we have those for now. I know that this is... Actually, hang on. It is like autumn and winter that you end up collecting sap from a maple tree, right? I'm trying to remember my time in Canada. Hey, you drill a hole and tap the spile. No container added. The sap will just spill on the ground. Okay, let's be quick about this, yeah? I don't know if we can just use sealed stomachs or what. Well, I've got 3 sealed stomachs. They're going to have to do. Let's see. Add a container. Okay. We hang the sealed stomach under to collect sap. Excellent. So ideally, we want to try and find some more maple trees that are close, like this one just here. So same deal, sealed stomach. Okay. Not sure how long we're going to have to leave it there for. Let's just see. Okay. We can say harvest current. Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there for a little bit then. Where's our next one then? Okay. We've got another one that's just over here. That's probably going to be the easiest one for us to go for. Of course, we only did 2. Yeah. Well, we will leave them and we'll see what we're able to get out of that. That'll give us maple sap. From that, we can get the syrup, and then from the syrup, we can get sugar. So thinking about the different types of acid and stuff like that we're going to have to try and keep, might be worth us making some more pots. So I'll try and be as efficient as I can with this. Oh, all right. More charcoal. Oh, it's literally just a fire that we need. Okay, so it's gonna get a little warm in here. We can take off a few things to help with that. Okay, we should be good now. There we are, comfortable. Right, so what is going to be the best way for us to do this? So a jug can hold a liter. Uses 6 lumps of clay, so we could do 2 jugs. While the pot can take more. I feel like I'm gonna have to go for 2 pots. And there are our 2 pots. Safely put down on the table. And we're now proficient in pottery. Very good, very good. Let's extinguish that fire and have some food. Now we do have the rhizomes and the stalks in here. They are getting old. Indeed they are. I'm wanting to use them primarily for feed, for our birds that are going to be hatching. But I'd also like some fiber as well, which of course we can use the scratcher to get that fiber faster. And then the rest of them we are going to turn into seeds. And now we've got that sun set, we are going to go to sleep yet again, passing time so that our young ones can grow up big and strong. Well, one of the required things for this paste down here is hydrochloric acid. And for us to make that acid, oh, good morning, by the way. I forgot to say, we need salt water, easy enough for us to do, but we need an electrolysis kit, and we also need a arc welder, a welder. So let's have a look at the electrolysis kit. Actually doable, but the soldering iron does need to have charges first. And of course, we need to have solder. Next up, we would need an arc welder. No small task. And for this, we can actually do it. We just need more makeshift transformers. Well, obviously the arc welder would be brilliant, but yet again, it does need to have a battery. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can get around this problem where most things require power. And to make batteries, that also requires power. I mean, look at it this way. Creating electricity from scratch in a cave in the middle of the prehistoric woods, that's no small feat. It should not be an easy thing to do. I still think it's possible. I think it is possible, but we're still a little ways off, aren't we? And you know what? Seeing as it's been a while, we're gonna pop outside, and I wouldn't mind just, doing some bash training. Or rather, I would, but it doesn't look like we actually need to right now. Oh, and it looks like we might have actually already been at 3 anyway, so yeah, we're gonna stop with that for now. We'll leave that behind. Yeah, our bashing was already at 3. Our rifle skill is getting higher though. That's something. And looking down here, still little. Yeah, and I think they will be for a while longer. We're on day 9 of autumn. I think it's probably going to be closer to winter before they are all grown up. Let's have a look at these and see how they're looking. Still no maple sap yet. Probably is going to be winter then, that we can actually harvest some of that sap. Yeah, well, it's in there for now. That will help us out in the future. So, not exactly the episode I was intending to create today, but sometimes it's gonna be like that in Cataclysm. We are holding out for these ones to get bigger. We don't know exactly when that's gonna be, but when they do, I cannot wait to see what these carnivores are gonna be. And a little bit of a spoiler, there are flying dinosaurs in this. And there's a possibility that we could have one and just not realize it. If we can get Hilma in the air again, my gosh, what a time we will have. But that, Legionnaires, that is all for the future and for another episode. Thank you for sitting through this craft-heavy one with me. And just in case you missed it, I have been out of the office a fair amount this week, and so this will be the last episode with Hilma just for a little while. But do not fret, I'll be back before you know it. For now, if you enjoyed today's episode, bringing us ever so closer to electricity, please do consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. For now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned. And finally, I'd like to extend a great big thank you to the Legion on Patreon who continue to make cataclysmic content like this possible. If you too would like to join the Legion, you can find more information in the description below.